All right, Kevin, what's your best
My
business
best
advice?
business advice is to do whatever Brian Bandas does.
That's a great point.
My name is Brian Bandas. I'm building a real estate development company. I'm becoming a better father, a better husband, a better entrepreneur, and a better man every single day. Let's get it.
So I'm at a lake house in sort of eastern part of Tennessee. There's the water down there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. I'm here with 10 or 11 other amazing guys who I've been able to build an incredible relationship. These guys are all entrepreneurs, business owners. Some of them are sort of C-suite level guys in different companies. And these relationships have been absolutely life-changing. So this video is I'm going to ask each of these guys what their best business advice is, because these guys are awesome. They're brilliant. They're not just successful business-wise, but these guys have wonderful families, wonderful marriages. These are the kind of people that you, not just business-wise, but in life, that I aspire to be like. So I wanted to share some wisdom from them with you. And let me just encourage you that several of the relationships, and I've mentioned this on my channel before, but several of the relationships in this group have had a monumental impact on me personally and on my business. They've totally changed the way that I view my work, the way that I view my relationships, how I approach what I'm building. They've given me massive amounts of confidence and courage. And so I would absolutely challenge and encourage you guys to go out and be purposeful about who you're spending time around, what kind of people are they, and how do they make you better. These are those guys for me. They absolutely, man, they push me. They challenge my perspective. They share new wisdom and ideas that I haven't run into before. So let's hear what they have to say about, I'm going to put them on the spot. Okay. So they didn't even know I was going to ask them this. I just knew I was going to be here this weekend with them, and I'm going to put them on the spot, and I'm going to say, what is your best, roughly minute of business advice? Let's see what they have to say. Chad Ramsey, owner of multiple row house locations. Tell me your best 30 to 90 seconds of business advice.
Number one thing that comes to mind is hire the right people. It's really important to have the right people around you. I pray about every person. I pray God to bring me the right people about that decision, and then just make sure that they're aligned with my mission, my vision, my values, the core values that we've established for our business. Yeah, whenever you got the right people, I feel like you can do a lot of good things.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you have the right people on your team right now?
I do. Yeah, I feel really good about my team.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say no, because they might see it.
Yeah, right.
For me, I had literally did three and got one. Yeah. I gave you one that I thought I was going to win.
Daniel Earls.
Yeah.
Extraordinary investor.
That was my problem. Is I
Excuse me.
I should have.
Excuse me.
He's literally trying to get.
We're talking
content
business.
done here, okay.
How do you need time to think?
Daniel, give us your best 30 to 90 seconds of business advice as a successful business owner, operator, and investor.
Wait.
Best piece of advice I can say is go out on a limb. Do something you didn't think you could ever do or you would not want to do.
Is that something that has served you?
Yes.
Can you give
100%.
a quick example of that?
We bought one investment property and we were scared to do that. And then we bought multiple after that, which spurred us on to buy those multiple ones.
And you were nervous or scared going into that?
Yeah.
And yet it served you well.
Yes.
That's awesome,
I would
man.
advise people to go out on a limb.
Thank you for that. It's fantastic. Joshua Villette, CFO of Xander Insurance. Tell me your best 30 to 60 or 90 seconds of business advice.
Hire smart, fire fast, lead, develop, train, appreciate, respect your employees.
I love that. Now let me ask you a question, because fire fast to some people might sound harsh. So tell me what you mean by that.
So sometimes you've made a bad decision in respect to putting the right person at the right company on the right seat of the bus.
Okay.
And you're doing yourself a disjustice, an injustice, by keeping them there, and you're doing them an injustice
by keeping that person in the wrong,
promoting their career
in the wrong role. Gotcha.
In the wrong role.
Awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that.
You bet.
Derek Evans. Here he is. This is the man, the myth, the legend right here.
All right.
Give me your best 30 to 90 seconds of business advice.
Best business advice that I could give to anybody that's got a business that's 100 years old or a business that's just starting out is always add value to people. I think it's important because business is like life. You want to be able to really support, appreciate, and love on people. And I think no matter what you're doing, if you're an accountant, if you work at McDonald's, if you run and own a plumbing company, or whatever you do, add value to people. Add value to your customers, your employees. Go above and beyond to serve people and love people well by adding value.
And that'll pay off?
Definitely.
Awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that.
Alrighty.
All right, Brian, what would you share as your best 30 to 60 seconds of business advice?
Have the utmost integrity and do what you say you're going to do. Follow up with people. Tell the truth. Work hard.
How has that positively affected your business life?
It's a game changer because it's different. Marketplace, you're going to find people that don't do what they say. They don't follow up. And that consistency truly is remarkable to people.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that.
Business advice. Say it again.
All I want to know is your best, like 30 to 60 seconds, 90 seconds business advice as a spectacular business owner yourself. What you got? Josh, quit posing in the background.
Let go. Let people do stuff, and take ego out of it. Because most of the time, the people that are working with you are probably going to do it better if you actually train them, then give them space to do it their way. Even if it's a little different than the way that you would do it, that will let the business realize its full potential.
Interesting. Okay, so when you say let go, specifically with regards to allowing other people to do jobs instead of feeling like you got to do everything yourself, that kind of idea?
Provide vision, and that's the most important thing. The how, leave that to the rest of the people.
That's awesome.
And give them the authority and the direction and the ability to fail. And that's it.
That's killer, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Chandler Spence, what's your best business advice?
Brian Bandas, my best business advice,
Besides growing a mustache.
besides growing a mustache, for all of your video calls, my best business advice would be there's two kinds of debt: good debt, bad debt. Utilize less bad debt and more good debt.
Oh, that's awesome. Give me one example of what you mean by good debt for those who may be unfamiliar.
Yeah, so to compare and contrast, bad debt would be consumer debt, so credit cards, things that you buy, car notes, car loans, things like that. Things that don't pay you a return or income. Good debt would be long-term fixed interest rate debt, so like a mortgage, long-term financing that's locked in that you can use to grow and scale your business.
Awesome, dude. Thank you.
Cash flow.
Okay.
Don't go into too much debt,
Okay.
and make sure that you never get overworked to the point where your business suffers.
Oh, that's great advice. Tell me a little bit more about cash flow. Why is that important?
You want to have positive cash flow.
Okay.
Why is that important?
Yeah.
Because investors are going to ask you, do you have positive cash flow?
Okay.
That's
How
every
would you
good
go
money.
about getting cash flow?
And what kind of business?
For any business person. What's
Keep
your
your
preferred?
expenses low. Don't pay yourself until you earned the money to pay yourself.
Ah, okay. That's awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
But what's your real best business advice?
Okay, my best business advice, I think, is to start with a plan. Make sure that you know what you're doing before you just jump in and do it.
Okay.
However, don't let perfect get in the way of progress. I've learned this the hard way many times.
Okay.
Sometimes you just got to jump in and take massive action. I think it's very important to have a coach, somebody that can extract the best out of you as you're going forward in any business venture. And you need peers, right? Even if you don't have employees or people that are running the business with you, you need to be in some sort of group, I think, where people are pushing you and challenging you, giving you their perspective, and kind of covering those blind spots that we all have in business.
Awesome. Matt Kuiper, you're not just a male model. Okay, Matt, you run a couple different companies in the Nashville area. Give me your best 30 to 90 seconds of business advice on the fly. What do you got?
So something that I think has really helped me and a lot of the friends I have that are entrepreneurs is the value of grit. If you meet a dead end, it's probably not a dead end. You just need to try something different. As an entrepreneur, you just need to be willing to not give up, and don't get frustrated if something doesn't work. And you need to rely on people around you to help you get through some of those barriers sometimes, but ultimately just keep grinding.
All right, man. That's awesome. Thank you. Give me some love. You got a final thought, though?
Oh, I have more. I got so much advice.
Keep them coming. What do you got?
Really, it just comes down to doing something. I see a lot of people get paralyzed by fear or scared that the choice that they make is going to be wrong.
Right.
If you just do something, it might be wrong, but then you need to pivot and go to the next thing. So don't ever worry about doing something wrong, because if it's wrong, it's still taking you in the right direction.
It still moves you forward, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that I'm gonna turn this around. I think for me, one of the secrets that has propelled me forward is the willingness to take my best shot and know that it might be wrong. And then even when I've done things that are wrong, even the one time when I lost a bunch of money, which I shared on a different video here, it still moves me forward. And it was still part of me getting to where I am now. I couldn't agree more. You got to take imperfect action, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do stuff. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, guys. So there you have it. These guys are amazing. Again, I cannot encourage you enough to go out and be purposeful about getting around people who challenge you, who expand your perspective. My view of myself and of what was possible changed with this group of guys. And I will tell you specifically, I would not have started this company that I'm building and that you guys are watching me build had it not been for a specific conversation that I had with one of the guys in this group. In fact, I think in an early video, I'll link to it here, I shared with you that I sat down at Cracker Barrel with one of these guys, and they told me, hey, you want to be developing, it's time. And so that was these people. So I encourage you to go out, become the kind of person who attracts these kinds of people. Every time you invest in yourself and you learn, you grow, you increase your integrity, you increase your wisdom, your understanding, you become a kind of person who attracts these people to you. And then when you do that, be purposeful about getting around people who challenge your perspective, who pour into you, who encourage you and expand your view of what's possible. And if you're getting something out of this, give me one of those and one of those.